The twin brothers. The older brother inherits $1 million family property with his wife by his side. But the younger brother became a fisherman, make a living by fishing. Just because of a murder 20 years ago has changed Adam's life. Now he knows his true identity. He also knows that his mother and brother are still alive. He misses them so much, but his uncle Ken warned him. The mastermind already knew he was alive. He'll keep sending people to hunt him down. But he didn't want to sit still. He finally found a chance to meet his brother. The older brother, Matt, was apparently terrified by the sudden appearance of his younger brother. "It's me, Adam." No, you died in a car accident." "It's me, I'm not dead." Matt still can't believe what's in front of him. Until he felt Adam's strong heartbeat. The brothers hug each other excitedly. In fact, as early as the day he had an accident, young Matt couldn't accept the fact that his brother was no longer there. This nostalgia has not faded over time. Adam's death anniversary every year, he will go to the cemetery despite rain or shine, and telling his thoughts to his brother. "My brother, I can't laugh and enjoy a life since you died. I'm never complete without you." Now the two brothers finally meet. Matt has more to say to Adam, and offered to take him home to see his mother. But Adam knows the enemy is still in dark. He told his brother not to tell anyone that he was still alive, and make an appointment to find a place where there are few people and talk about it in detail. Back to the seat. Matt can no longer contain the joy in his heart. And his stepfather also saw his abnormality. He immediately excused himself feeling sick and needed to rest. Left in a hurry. Adam, who was waiting outside, followed closely behind. But all were discovered by the supervisor. Brothers reunited Grandpa's old abandoned factory. They tell each other's experiences over the years. During the conversation, Adam took off his shirt, gave it to his cold, shivering brother, and said that he was a fisherman and used to come and go in the wind and rain. At this time, he remembered that Uncle Ken hadn't arrived yet, so he asked his brother to wait, then go to the car and get his mobile phone to contact Uncle Ken and come back soon. "Don't worry, bro, we'll never be apart now." He retrieved the phone and suddenly found a strange vehicle parked on the side of the road. Then he remembers the warning that Uncle Ken once warned him. When he almost frantically ran back, a dark gun was already aimed at Matt. Matt fell to the ground after a gunshot. Uncle Ken appeared in time to stop. Adam moved forward. After the killer escaped, Adam rushed forward and hugged his dying brother. Unexpectedly, the two brothers have just met each other for less than a few hours. Now they will forever separated. The piercing pain spread to Adam's body. He fell into a deep state of self-blame. It was all his own carelessness that killed his brother. At this time, Uncle Ken woke him up. He told Adam that he wanted to find out who was behind it. In order to avenge for his brother, he pretends to be his brother. Adam vows to make those behind the scenes pay what they deserve. In this way, Adam was ready to take the place of his brother. Matt's identity returns to this both familiar and unfamiliar home. But he found his sister-in-law. It was the woman who made him fall in love at first sight, but didn't wait for him to respond. The woman came up and slapped him. The twin brothers. His big brother inherits $1 million family property with his wife by his side. But the younger brother became a fisherman to make a living by fishing. Just because of a murder 20 years ago. Now the two brothers finally meet. But his brother died for him under the pistols. To investigate who was behind the murder of father and brother, Adam comes home posing as his brother Matt. Unexpectedly, as soon as he entered the door, his sister-in-law slapped him. It turned out that the couple had an appointment for lunch a day ago. Matt's wife, Nissa, dressed up for the whole morning. Unexpectedly, her husband canceled their date for the reason of work. Nissa was a little disappointed, but also used to it, because her husband is usually lukewarm to her. But the next second, she saw her husband pass through her in a taxi. A woman's sixth sense tells her to catch up and find out. But she saw something she never wanted to encounter in her life. Her husband is cheating on her. Then she came to the beach alone to think about life. In the end, she took off the wedding ring that symbolized their love, and she threw the ring in the water forever. At this moment, her heart also sinks into the sea. Now her husband hasn't come home all night. She poured out all her grievances, asked her husband why he cheated on her, and let him say who that woman is. "When did you two start?" "Face the situation." Adam, who played the elder brother, was stunned. All he can say is sorry. Nissa left the sentence, "We're done," and walked out of the room angrily. She wished her husband could explain it was a misunderstanding. rather than a simple perfunctory. At this time, Adam was also very annoyed. He wondered why his brother did something like this. Then the phone rang, but he hung up. Then he sat on the bed and looked at the pictures of his adoptive mother and sister. He's starting to feel homesick, although he looks exactly like Matt. But he didn't know his brother's personal habits. He sits in his mother's seat at breakfast. The action of eating is also different from the past, and politely say thank you to the maid. His mother sees all this, but doesn't think much about it. A hug from Adam to his mother before he left. That broke her direct defense. It turns out that Matt never forgave his mother's remarriage, and never let his mother touch him. At this moment Adam realized that, because of the death of him and his father, that hurt another happy family. He arrived at the company after many twists and turns. Adam finally sat in the office chair. Then a woman walked slowly towards him and asked him how he was last night. Then the secretary walked away knowingly. The woman approached him and continued to talk. Matt, have you spoken to Nissa, and what did she say? Why don't you answer my call? I'm dying of curiosity. See, it was then that he realized this woman in front of him named Sia. It's his brother's lover. While Nissa found on the floor a photo of a woman. The most handsome man in the world. I'm super jealous of you. Year 2013. The twin brother who has been living poor for more than 20 years. He pretended to be a rich man and turned into a boss, just to find out who is behind the murder of Matt. However, when he arrived at the company, he found Sia is actually the lover of his brother. Sia eagerly asks if he has disclosed their relationship to his wife Nissa. Adam, who has been single for 20 years, has never seen this battle. A bit confused for a moment. Now that Nissa already knows he has someone outside, better to tell her the truth. That way we can be together. Facing Sia's pressing step by step, he was a little overwhelmed, for fear of saying the wrong thing to reveal the identity. Fortunately, a phone call from Uncle Ken saved him. Your sister-in-law is in your foster mother's yard now. If you don't want things to be revealed, come over and take her away. At this time, Adam, already stunned, was even more stunned. He didn't have time to think about it, made up an excuse and ran away. It turned out Nissa was on the floor, picked up the photo of the adopted sister that Adam dropped, and mistaken her for a third party. Then followed the vines through the photo studio. Found the address of the adoptive mother. She saw the woman in the photo, just as she was about to come forward. Uncle Ken appeared in time and knocked her out. On the other side, Adam is driving fast, but on the way, he bumped into his adoptive mother, who ran to the pier almost frantically. She's running and shouting his name hysterically. Just now the vicar told her that her son was dead by shot. The adoptive mother couldn't accept this fact for a while and collapsed directly. Seeing that the adoptive mother, who is not his real mother, but better than his mother, is so painful. At this time, Adam's heart is like a knife. His body is out of control. It will run to the relatives. Uncle Ken suddenly appeared and stopped him. During the dispute, Adam lost control and punched Uncle Ken. This punch also wakes him up. Uncle Ken told him that, if he wants revenge, only patiently endure it can keep his family safe. Then handed Nissa to him. When Nissa woke up, the two quarreled again. Only then did he know the reason for his wife's trip. Faced with Nissa's doubts, he was speechless. In order to expand the overseas market, the fashion show held was very successful. But when it comes to the designer speech, she temporarily asked Adam to speak on stage. It's not easy to stumbling through the border. Unexpectedly, Nissa, who was drunk, made a big noise at the venue. She openly rebuked her husband for being unfaithful. Adam didn't explain anything. Feeling distressed, hugged Nissa and left the scene. Adam came downstairs after he settled his wife. The house has become a mess. Father-in-law accuses him of betraying marriage and family. But his mother and stepfather defended him and said it was Nissa who drank too much and vexed the family to shame. Adam finally admits not only maintained Nissa, but also succeeded in taking the blame for his brother. At the same time, put an end to this endless quarrel. Then he returned to the company alone to think about life, but unexpectedly found the letter that his brother didn't send. It turns out that his brother has always treated Nissa as a family member, rather than lovers, and he has been love at first sight with Sia and has been privately set for life. After reading the letter, Adam messed up again. His brother's scum caught him by surprise. He began to think about how to play this role in the future. The next day was the day of his brother's funeral. He can only watch from a distance. After everyone leaves, in front of the tombstone, he vowed again to seek justice for his father and brother. In the evening, he returned to the old house, trying to find some childhood memories, but unexpectedly found that Nissa was also hiding here. He taking the opportunity to explain to Nissa the girl in the photo. To him it's just a sister. Nissa also apologized for her reckless behavior at the press conference. The relationship between the two eased slightly. When Adam was about to leave, he bumped into Sia. It was then that he realized that Sia was the best friend of Nissa. Sia kissed him while he was stunned. And this scene happened to be seen by Nissa, who heard the sound.